Hi folks, I hope you're finding these videos useful. I wanted to make one specifically about paragraph styles. It's a tricky little thing. It's easy to get it wrong. Let me just kind of walk through the whole process of how you build paragraph styles and then apply them. Two-step process. I'm sharing my screen. We're going to what else InDesign. I've got some text here. As you can see, the text that I'm showing you, there's at least three different kinds of text there. There's the headline, how to cook a chicken. There's the instructions about how to cook a chicken. And then there's a little attribution line at the bottom that says recipe from Grandma Schmutz. So what I want to do is set up at least three different style sheets in here that will give me a chance to say all my instructions match. They look the same, they have the same typeface, everything like that. So what I'm going to do is just grab some of my text. I don't even care how much of it I've got. What I've got exactly, you notice I don't even have the whole thing of number 1 or number 5, but that's okay. What I'm going to do now is say, I'm going to get into my menus up here and say all my type for the instructions is going to be set in Koshan in 14-point type. And I won't recommend 14 for text, but for this purposes, you get the idea. On 18 points of lead, and I'm going to make my text color cyan for the heck of it, okay? So I've established a few things that I want my instructions to look like. Now what I'm going to do is come over here to my basic paragraph menu, zoom out of the way. So paragraph styles live right here. If you don't see that, it's Windows Styles, Paragraph Styles. So then here, I come over here and I click the little hamburger menu. It's always the hamburger menu, isn't it? New paragraph style. So what it's going to do is say, you've already made a bunch of decisions, so I'm going to make a new paragraph style based on what you just told me. Notice here it says basic character format. It's Koshan, 14 point, 18 point, character color, cyan. So all those things that I just got done telling it to do, it says, okay, so I'm just going to name this style. Name is going to be instructions Coolio. And that's it. That's as hard as it is. So now you noticed in my paragraph styles, I have something called instructions. Here's the confusing part. It's not being used in my document. All I did was develop it. I haven't applied it. Now I want to go and look at all my little menus here and say all those pieces right there from 1 to 11 belong to instructions. Now I've selected them. Now I click it and poof, now I'm using them. You see, that's the difference. I can do the same thing with my header and say I want that to be set in Cooper Black because it's fun. And I'm going to make that 24 point. How to cook a chicken. New paragraph style, header. Save. Okay. And then I'm going to come back and say, that's the header. And then again, down here, what I've got is that little red plus sign means there's more text. Open that up and say recipe from Grandma Schmutz. I'm going to use Koshan Italic because it's really cool. It's a really nice typeface, Koshan. But I'm going to switch this to the italic version of that. Isn't that lovely? And say new style. And then I'm going to add something in here, new paragraph style, attribution. Who gave me this recipe? And then I'm going to get in here and say indents and spacing. I'd like more space after say grace before we get to recipe from Grandma Schmutz. Space before this line. So there's my space before, and I can just bump that up until I get to say 1 pica. Okay. And then I come back up, notice it didn't change because I haven't applied it yet. Attribution, boom, I get my extra space down underneath. So now I've got 3 styles established and applied in my document. So that's the way you do it. Hope that helps. I will look forward to seeing what you do in Project 3 with all these smarts. See ya.